Modders are still turning Fallout 4 into the ultimate Fallout game. In this video, we're going to look at the pretty awesome work modders have been doing around adding in features and functionality from other Fallout games into Fallout 4, all in a completely free and fully customizable package. And even further, we have several game-changing mods that you may have heard of, but almost certainly may have forgotten about or been overlooking that I do want to highlight to you that will really give you a new and unique way to play Fallout 4 and definitely warrant a completely new playthrough. But before we get into that, I want to tell you about today's video sponsor with Micro Center, which is literally the best place on earth for your technology needs. They have over 30,000 items ranging from computers to general electronics and even communication devices. So Micro Center reached out to sponsor this video, but if you like my videos, you probably already like Micro Center. My entire PC is literally built up of parts from Micro Center. This is where I shop for all of my PC needs. I actually happen to be a relatively clumsy person and oftentimes spill water on my keyboard. And yes, I've gone to Micro Center for that replacement keyboard more than one time. Thankfully, Micro Center has the best prices available whether you're looking online or in store, and you can even buy online and pick up in store on the same day. Micro Center is also perfect to solve your needs around remote work or virtual classes, but they can also help you pick what to buy. The Micro Center community is a great place to discuss tech with other enthusiasts, as well as Micro Center is offering new customers a totally free 128GB USB flash drive as well as 120GB micro SD card just for using my link in the video description with no purchase necessary. Valid for new customers in store only, but trust me, you're going to go here. This is literally one of the best stores out there. The first mod I want to take a look at is the very recently released Enclave Power Armor. This was a long awaited one. Newer Mine 43 is back again with another remake of a Fallout 76 armor. The Enclave Power Armor is available in Fallout 76 for about $15, or just download or own Fallout 4 and you can get this totally for free in a completely recreated version. I'd like to emphasize that because I think some people may get confused. He's not ripping or porting anything from Fallout 76. You're not allowed to do that. He's taking what Bethesda was selling in Fallout 76 and totally remaking it from the ground up as a free download for Fallout 4. This one simply looks great. This armor is genuinely one of my favorites from Fallout 76's Atomic Shop, as it does fit the Fallout theme over well, at least in my opinion, and definitely fits that theme a bit better than some of the other stuff they have released for Fallout 76. It's extremely well implemented into Fallout 4, featuring a totally new Enclave bunker location for you to go to and actually loot. The bunker itself is pretty simple and straightforward, but I like this. I think it's a cool location. It has several rooms, different corridors with the new power armor in it, and there's even a couple of other goodies available towards the end of it. The power armor itself is pretty simple from there on out. It looks great and features a wealth of visual customization options that you can choose from. It has all kinds of logos and decals you can apply to it, in addition to many of the mods you would expect to be available on a power armor. But really at its core, it's just a really good looking piece of power armor. I think the addition of this little bunker makes it just feel a bit cooler. That small step of additional implementation does make the whole mod just feel a lot better in this game, and it actually does have a nice bonus of a custom Enclave plasma rifle that will also come with this. But a great tandem mod to be using with this power armor, if you want to, is the Capital Wasteland Minigun. This is the latest in a wide array of releases from the Fallout 3 remake mod, otherwise known as the Capital Wasteland project. This will add in a fully remodeled minigun and minigun backpack from Fallout 3 into Fallout 4. It has all the options you would want with different barrels to choose from and a ton of different skins that you can assign to this, and it will customize even some of the mods that you can apply to this. The minigun itself is very faithfully recreated, but having some significant visual upgrades for Fallout 4, and the backpack is included, which is a really nice and kind of essential touch to get this right. As you're running around in Fallout 4, you'll now have a backpack on your back, and even if you put the weapon away, the backpack will still show up, which is a very nice touch again. And this does have two unique variants that will appear somewhere in Fallout 4's Commonwealth for you to stumble upon and earn. One of these being the unique variant from Fallout 3, and the other being the unique variant from Fallout New Vegas, each of these having their own specific attributes like they had in those games. And this does have a full host of custom animations for the minigun, so it works perfectly, including the custom ammo box and really just everything. It's a pretty perfect recreation and re-implementation of this weapon. even to the point where you'll be able to find things like super mutants using this one, backpack and all, which is just such a nice small detail, but I feel like it really takes it to the next level. That itself is a fun throwback, but speaking of fun throwbacks, we also do have the Capital Wasteland Outfit Pack Part 2. This being a mod that is almost certainly going to flood you with nostalgia as long as you actually played Fallout 3, which if you haven't, you definitely should do that. The Capital Wasteland Outfit Pack Part 2 will add in 50 totally new pieces of clothing and armor that appeared in Fallout 3 and are totally remade for Fallout 4. Or I guess technically they're remade for the Fallout 3 remake mod in Fallout 4's engine, but they're releasing this standalone mod for Fallout 4 so we can enjoy them now. And this includes some of the very iconic pieces, whether it be things like the Chinese commando outfits, which look absolutely amazing, or even some of the notable armors like leather armor, which is fine and fun, but even more notable, recon armor does make a return here. And a cool aspect of this is several of these do have different variations. So for example, you can get a winterized Chinese commando armor, or alternatively, you can get the Outcast variant of the recon armor. This in particular, I'm a huge fan of. For the Fallout 3 remake mod, they are remaking literally all of the outfits and armors, even the less notable ones. So this mod has a ton of miscellaneous attire pieces for Fallout 4, whether it be helmets, glasses, or just outfits that you're like, yeah, that was definitely in Fallout 3, but I have no idea what the name of it is. But perhaps even cooler are some of the unique or special pieces this add in. Some of the notable armors or items you could find in Fallout 3 that'll now have static locations in Fallout 4. These being placed somewhere in the Commonwealth, and actually a lot of times in a pretty nice place, something that isn't necessarily lore friendly, because of course these items wouldn't appear in Fallout 4, but it kind of makes sense in the broader theme. I appreciate the effort of trying to integrate these in a more natural way. And these unique armors will be some of the most iconic, whether it be the Mechanist armor, which I just absolutely love the design of this one. It immediately takes me back to Fallout 3, and of course you can't just have the Mechanist. The Antagonizer is also making a return in a beautifully recreated armor. But what is actually my favorite feature of this mod overall, these outfits are also integrated into the level list of other NPCs. Not the Mechanist armor, that again just has one static spawn location, but some of the other miscellaneous ones. So you'll have settlers popping up in some of these outfits or some of the individual pieces. There's 50 outfits. You can't wear all of these yourself, but you'll start to see them pop up in the Commonwealth on other characters, which makes this mod just a lot cooler. Although speaking of upgrading and overhauling the Commonwealth, do you remember when mod authors were quitting? In 2021, there were some changes made to the most popular mod site with Nexus mods, where mod authors wouldn't be able to fully delete their mods anymore. This saw many mod authors quit the site and pull all of their mods down while they still had time to. This is a very simplified version of what happened through that. I made videos discussing it very much so in detail, both points of view, both sides. You can check out those videos if you want a more elaborate explanation. But now, with some time passing, we have seen some mod authors begin to return to Nexus mods and return with their mods, and actually with some of their mods updated. So on that note, I do want to highlight the mods to come back with Flashy Joe, as he did put his mods back up. And these are some true game-changing mods. Gun for Hire gives you the ability to open up your own freelance mercenary business just outside of Diamond City. Once you set up your shop, you'll get all sorts of various jobs that you can accept as a mercenary, and of course for payment, whether it be a simple hit mission to some more complex and interesting activities, whether it be rescuing someone or something else entirely. Over time, as you do this, you can hire additional members, you can expand your business in various ways, and of course take on larger jobs. It's really meant to be a nice background aspect of Fallout 4 where you're doing the main quest or messing around with other mods, and you'll always have this to fall back on when you maybe just want to do some other things, or perhaps just download a bunch of weapon mods and actually have a purpose when using them. We also do have Crime and Punishment, which really is going to implement karma into Fallout 4, giving you a whole wealth of things to do, whether it be good or bad, and a bunch of new reactions based on your karma. This is a full feature set built around it, so you could actually have more options and opportunities to be good or bad, actually get into the roleplay aspect of Fallout 4. Enemies can now surrender. If you take down some of his comrades and his health gets below a certain point, he will surrender to you, which gives you a whole host of options as to how you want to react to this, including the pretty big option of jailing him, and you could actually create your own prisons at your settlements, which, as you could guess, has a whole host of additional options at them. You can hold up enemies and try to rob them, or even more simply insult other NPCs, which may sometimes cause them to go enraged and blitz you, all of this impacting your karma along the way, and depending on these choices and your karma as a result, NPCs will react to you differently. There actually will be different dialogue with you. You could even have bounty hunters come and hunt you down. This is a very advanced mod. This is a really high level overview of it, but again, I've already covered it on the channel in the past. But then we have a couple of additional releases from the Fallout 3 remake mod, one of which is pretty epic with the classic melee pack. This will implement 11 totally new melee weapons from both Fallout 3 and New Vegas into Fallout 4, and it's fully implemented. You're going to have a ton of options appearing to you, but these will be implemented into the level list for other NPCs and in addition vendors. You have a whole host of options from things that you basically never use in those games because there's always better alternatives to some of the most notable and classic weapons from the older Fallout games, including the shish kebab and its backpack, which I just really love, and even a couple of weapons that never made it into Fallout 4, so it's really nice to see these guys coming back. In addition to this just being a fairly large weapon pack, it does have a couple of extras. You could actually modify many of these weapons. It does integrate the functionality of the Fallout 4 modification system, which is pretty cool. But even further, you actually do have a couple of unique weapons from those older Fallout games implemented into Fallout 4, which does make this all feel pretty special. And like the other unique weapons we highlighted in this video, there's special places you can get them. But okay, now that you have a ton of new weapons, you may want some new enemies to fight with these weapons. And next up, we do have the Capital Wasteland Centaurs. These are very well done and actually probably one of my favorite creatures this mod team has released thus far. Of course, on one hand, it's a very accurate recreation of what was there in Fallout 3 and even Fallout New Vegas. These guys will feature a variety of different types, so you're not just going to have the typical centaurs, but several different variants that can pop up into the world. Some of these actually being pretty unique and a bit different, but the animations and actual interactions with these guys is where they really shine. These guys will start to pop up with mutant hounds, so pretty familiarly with a bunch of super mutants, and this also makes it so they're quite well integrated all throughout Fallout 4. You'll just run into them naturally, but the animations as they're attacking you, whether it be their spitting attack or just the melee attack or even the lunge as they come closer, they just look gross, and they really are abominations of the Commonwealth. This is one of the most disturbing enemies you'll be able to find in Fallout 4 with this mod, and it's great. I love that. I love stuff like this getting added into Fallout 4, and of course, it's actually pretty lore friendly. So overall, those are a ton of phenomenal mods you could download right now for Fallout 4, and mods you really should download right now for Fallout 4 because a lot of these are pretty great. Hopefully you guys found this video informative. As always, again, I thank you all for watching. Both that, I hope to see you all next time. Later.